Welcome, and thank you for joining Between Sessions with Justin and Challie.
Just a quick disclaimer before we start. This podcast is for educational and conversational purposes only. It's not intended to replace therapy, counseling, or professional mental health care. We are sharing lived experiences and reflections, not prescriptions, and we encourage our listeners to seek professional guidance when needed.
Welcome back, everybody.
For this week's episode, we have a very special guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Richard, and this week's topic will be big feelings in little people.
Yay, good job. So when we say big feelings, what does that mean to you?
When I feel like very emotional, when I feel very emotional, and just and sometimes my emotions would be hard to control.
What do you think makes those emotions hard to control?
Sometimes, I don't really, sometimes it's like I become another person.
That's true. I know I've said a few times, like, this is not the Richard that I know, right? I'll say, like, can we switch back to the Richard that I know?
Yeah, because sometimes it's not the Richard, you know.
Is it ever when you're hungry?
Yeah, sometimes.
What about tired?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you think of anything else that might make you a different Richard?
Oh, well, I get very angry very easily. Like, I have a short, like a temper. Just a lot of stuff. Yeah. But I'm getting better. I'm getting better with that, so that's good, right?
That is good.
That's great.
What are some big feelings that you experience? I know you said anger. Is there anything else?
Sometimes I get very sad, but usually it's I'm very happy and energetic.
Okay. So when you're feeling angry or sad, those are big emotions, right? What does that feel like in your body?
Oh, like it's different, like every time. It's kind of different every time.
Okay.
Do you feel it in your head or in your stomach or in your chest? Let's talk about anger first. Where do you feel anger? Do you ever ball up your fists and get really tense or get a headache?
No, I usually just stop smiling, and usually I don't I stop talking.
So maybe you shut down and get quiet?
Yeah.
What about if you ever feel nervous? Where do you feel that in your body?
Well, I don't usually feel nervous, but
What about before a doctor's appointment when you know you have to get a shot?
yeah, I don't, I really I wouldn't want to do it, and I would try to not to do it. I would try to get around it, and
Does your tummy feel upset when you get nervous about going to the doctors?
no, it's more in my mind. It's more,
In your
yes.
mind?
So can you think of a time recently that you had big feelings that you are comfortable sharing?
So when we're thinking about different emotions, sometimes we can feel them in different places in our body. Like how you said, when you get nervous, you feel it in your head. I know for me, when I get nervous or might feel anxiety, I feel it in my stomach.
I don't usually, I don't think I've never had anxiety.
Which is great.
If you watch Inside Out 2, when did anxiety show up? Do you remember? Something happened, and that's when anxiety showed up.
At puberty.
Yeah.
Or puberty.
Well,
I'm pretty sure that's what the emotions call it, right?
yeah.
Puberty.
What's puberty? So we still got lots to look forward to.
And sometimes maybe when we get angry, our heart beats really fast.
I feel it in my shoulder, in my collarbones.
No.
Yeah.
Tension?
Not really with me. Not really. Usually my heart beats very fast when I'm very energetic and jumping around. When I'm energetic and happy, I like to jump around, jump and run around.
And that makes your heart beat faster?
Yeah.
Sometimes, once we hit puberty, we can confuse the emotion of anxiety with excitement because it makes our heart beat really fast, and it can almost make us nervous sometimes.
What is this feeling?
So, thinking about when you feel different emotions, does that make you react in different ways or say different things than you would if you were happy?
Yes.
Yeah. How does that affect the way you would respond?
When I get mad and not happy, it the other Richard, let's call him Richard M.
Okay.
M for man. When Richard M takes over, he usually it's just a lot of like unkind and rude stuff.
So when we're mad, it might be easier for us to say unkind or rude stuff. Okay.
Yeah, but usually after when I like calm down and usually I feel very bad I feel bad about it.
So in the moment, we might not really care about someone else's feelings. And then when we calm down and we're grounded, we might think about that a little bit more. Yeah, that makes sense. So it is okay. And it's great that we have a full range of emotions because we're supposed to. So being happy, excited, sad, angry, nervous, any other emotions that I missed in that one? Think back to the Inside Out movie.
Goodness. Joy, sadness. I'm just going through joy, sadness, anger, fear, disgust.
Disgust. I always forget that one.
I feel disgust when I'm washing the dishes. So dishes are usually dirty.
When was the last time you washed the dishes?
When I used to.
So brutal right now.
So it's okay that we have these. We might experience them in different ways, and they might come out, and we might feel like a different person when we are experiencing some of these big emotions. What are some ways that you can chill out or calm down when you're feeling some of these big emotions?
Usually I like to just be alone usually.
Okay.
Uh but or sometimes talk with like someone that I trust, like you or my mom.
Okay. So talking things out, sometimes taking a minute alone and maybe taking a breath.
What are some things that don't work? Like, has anyone given you advice that just does not work? And I will give you an example because the advice that I give to other people is like deep breathing does not work for me.
So different things might work for different people. Okay.
Yeah, that usually help. But like angry usually helps like to make me when I'm sad, like
Mhm.
and I stop crying.
Okay. So it helps you stop crying when you're sad.
Okay.
Okay.
And can you think of any other suggestions or advice people have given you that did not work?
What are some things that people can say to you when you're feeling angry that do not help at all, right? So I can think of like when I'm angry.
At school, my teacher has this little thing called the calm down corner where you go when you're like maybe mad. And I've done that before and it does not help at all.
No.
It does not help at all.
What do you think you would need in the calm down corner that would help?
I just really like it because then everybody's like looking at me and I really like that.
Yeah, that makes sense because everybody's like, why are you in the calm down corner?
Mm,
Yeah.
I never thought of that.
yeah.
Okay. For me, when I'm upset, if somebody tells me to calm down,
Oh,
I'm immediately like, I'll show you calm down. Like, I don't know why.
man.
Mm-hmm.
I also thinking about that if someone tells me it's not that big of a deal,
Yeah.
that feels so just disregarding. Oh, what is that
I
word?
wish
It
they
just
said that.
clearly in this moment, it's a big deal to me. Even if it's something small, at that moment, it's a big deal to me.
That is something that I actually really had to train my brain for when I had Richard because, like, 3-year-old Richard's problems are just world ending.
Yeah.
But to me, I'm like, okay, your balloon is stuck on the ceiling. Like, it is not that deep. And I really had to take a step back and not say that. Also, to like make people feel better, you're like, it's okay. It's not that big of a deal. Like, you don't say it meanly. You're like, that's okay. Like, don't cry. That's when I hate too. Don't cry.
Sometimes we just need that cry. We got to get the ick out.
Yep.
So we covered the taking time or a moment for yourself. Sounds like Richard, you enjoy it more if it's like behind a closed door rather than just taking a time out to the side.
Yeah.
We also talked about talking to someone who we trust and who can provide support. Something else that we covered was the deep breathing. It works for some of us, does not work for everybody. And that's something as we're going through these, sometimes it works differently for different people. It also might be different at different times. So that's why it's so important to have a bunch of different things, like how we talked about the coping skills toolbox, to have different things that we can pull from so that we are able to use it in different situations and circumstances. Maybe if we're in Walmart and we get frustrated, we can't go find a room to be by ourselves, so maybe we can distract ourselves or maybe utilize that deep breathing. I know you said it didn't work for you for anger, but for some people, it could also be finding a distraction, could be listening to music, coloring.
Me, and sometimes, I like to just, put my, I like to do this, like this.
Put your head down
Yeah, I like to put my head down.
and take a minute for yourself.
Yeah, turtle. I
Yeah?
want to hear the little shell. Well, this is my turtle shell. Oh, we're gonna see the turtle.
What else do you think could be helpful? So we covered a couple those big ones that we can do when we're feeling those big emotions. Is there anything else that might be helpful?
No, usually it's just being alone and taking being alone for anger and taking deep breaths for sad and trying to let all the energy out when I'm energetic and happy.
Okay. What about, do you ever feel like it'd be helpful to have a hug? Yeah, I feel that same way. So something I've had to work on, trying to ask for a hug when I feel like I need it, when I want to push away from people, but maybe I really just need a hug to help me calm down.
I would not be wanting it, but once somebody just gives me a hug, I feel better.
Yeah. Do you prefer if someone asks you if you want a hug before them coming up and just hugging you?
Yeah.
You think that's
Whatever.
important?
Yeah.
Probably especially when you're angry.
Yeah.
Because I can't see Richard M. just being okay with somebody just coming up and
Right.
Yeah.
And different things work for different people. And it can help shift our mindset and our nervous system to have that physical touch. But we have to know that it's coming, because if not, we can get more defensive and we might push away and get more frustrated.
So I'm wondering, is there anything that we as adults, not just Justin and I, but teachers, people at the school and us, is there anything that we can do to help you?
No, I don't think so. I think it's a problem that only I can solve.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I will accept that.
I know from me that as I'm thinking back to when I was younger, I felt invalidated many times with different problems, and they were very big deals to me and not really maybe to the other people, kind of going back to thinking about like it might be a big deal, but that made it harder to then share things that were a big deal. I had a harder time thinking that they would be validated because even the small ones weren't.
Yeah. And it's hard because, as an adult, you see life. I've been around for 34 years. So I know, okay, this is a big deal. This isn't a big deal. So, second grade drama, instinctively, I just want to be like, this is not a big deal.
Right.
In the grand scheme of life, this is not a big deal. And I really have to reframe it as yeah, I have that 34 years of life experience. He has 8.
Right.
So in his life experiences, this could be one of the biggest deals that he has experienced so far. So it is a big deal.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that our generation is working on, is validating the feelings instead of kind of brushing them off like people in older generations did to us.
It's taking time to be able to correct that, and then we're more okay with sharing those bigger ones rather than trying to deal with everything on our own, because that's kind of what it turns into as an adult. And then we have less empathy for other people because we're just trying to stop dealing with everything that we have going on, and we weren't really able to share it.
And I've also made it a priority. I don't know if I have ever said, don't cry. A lot of I've said, why are you crying? Often.
What's the difference in that?
Richard, what's the difference in that?
Well, when you say don't cry, you're saying do not.
Almost like it's not okay.
Yeah, like that. But why are you crying? That's oh, they want to see why so they can help you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love that he understands. Yeah, so when you say don't cry, even if you're saying it lovingly, like,
Right?
honey, don't cry,
Yeah.
it's still like, no, I need to cry. And I think of like being a grown up and crying, I would be really upset if somebody was like, don't cry.
Yeah.
So I make it a point to always say, why are you crying? So that way he knows he can tell me what the reason is that he is crying. And I will never be like, that's not a reason to cry.
Right. And thinking about that, sometimes when we get so worked up, we don't even know what emotion we're feeling. So maybe hearing that question might help us identify why we're actually upset or why we're crying. Or
Yeah.
it might be like, well, I don't really know anymore. I already cried out why I was crying. I don't know.
Especially as kids get older with all the hormones. I mean, we're even seeing it a little bit now is he'll, have some tears and I'm like, why are you crying? And he'll say, I don't know. I don't know.
It just
Like,
comes up.
Sometimes it's just for the like. Sometimes I start like to cry when I'm not even sad.
You ever cried because something was so beautiful?
No,
Hopefully you'll get there someday. That happened to me more recently, and I was like, "Well,
Hmm.
what's happening?"
I do it a lot
Yeah.
when I look at my babies.
That
Right? Aren't I so annoying? Because I will just be looking at Richard and just be like, he's just so perfect. And he's like, okay, mom. But he has never told me not to cry.
I
So,
love that. And so we can cry for different reasons. It does not always have to be out of sadness. It can be out of gratitude, just out of such joy.
yes. And I think the big thing also is boys can cry.
Uh,
If anybody tells my boy, like, to man up or big boys don't cry, like, I will give
no,
them something to
mine.
cry about because that is not a lesson that you teach your young boys. Because even big boys cry. So crying has nothing to do with maturity or strength or anything like that.
No, and crying is not a weakness.
Mm-mm.
Feelings are not a weakness.
Yeah.
Vulnerability is not a weakness. They can all feel super uncomfortable, but they're a part of life. And the more we learn to manage them, and the more emotional resilience we have and emotional attunement, the better we're going to be able to maintain and have healthy relationships, whether that be friendships, significant other, even in employment or professional relationships. If you just respond out of anger when something is upsetting rather than identifying why it is upsetting, we might ruin some relationships. So it's so important to be able to identify what we're feeling, where we feel it in our body, and how it might make us feel like a different person, like the difference between Richard and Richard M.
Mm-hmm.
Ed.
Yeah.
Anything else that you want to add to this, Richard?
No,
Okay.
Okay.
So, little people, big emotions. It makes sense that we have them and they show up. And when we are younger, it's harder to manage these. It's hard for adults to manage these emotions.
Yep.
yeah.
Please like, share, and comment. If you have any ideas of other emotions we can cover or some more coping skills or anything, please feel free to let us know.
If you just want to comment and tell me how cute my kid is, that's totally fine too.
And goodbye and have a great day.